So guys, this is my weekly report for January 9th. We're down here, down in the Delta again. Dave and I and someone else that didn't catch anything. But look what we got today. We're catching a lot of, just keeper stuff, and once in a while you'll get one around 6, 7 pounds. But the water's clearing up. I can see down about 10, 12 inches and it's 52 degrees. And, these fish are starting to move in. So pretty quick here, we're going to have a really good season. And we caught them all on A rigs. So, this is what we got today. These are good table fare. So, things going on otherwise. The ocean's been hecka rough, so nobody's been able to get out there. It's been really rough. And, for the last week, it's been terrible out there. So there hasn't been anything going on out in the ocean. Dungeness crab season is still open. The commercial guys got the green light on January 2nd, so they're out there, with their big boats out there setting their pots and getting Dungeness crabs for commercial. So you should see more in the store, and the prices should come down a little bit. Inside the bay, haven't heard too much either. It's all this wind. We've been having a lot of north winds, so I imagine it's been really rough out there. But I haven't heard too much. Coming inside, sturgeon fishing was really good. I know Jay and a lot of those guys kind of take the break off through the winter month, like right now, through January, and then they'll start up again. They'll all be at the ISC show, which comes up January 16th to the 19th. All those guides, they have a booth over there if you want to talk to them, and I'm sure they're doing sign-ups, for the year 2025. So, that ISC show coming up. A lot of them do seminars at the SEPS Theater. I do them on theater and also on the tank. You could go to ISC Sacramento Show's website, go to presenters, and it shows you every day who's on the tanks and who's on the theater. There's a lot of speakers, a lot of really good speakers on there. If you want to go out there, they'll show you on the tank. We throw lures so you could actually see how they work. And then on the theater, it's just like a theater with a screen up there where we could show things. And I'm going to be doing a lot of stuff on forward-facing electronics in the theater. But also, I wanted to tell you guys something that's happening in 2025 is the boater's card. So what it is, it's a driver's license, basically. And a lot of the lakes now, when you go to the lake, I know Orville's checking, you pull up there and they're going to ask, well, anybody in the vehicle got a boater's card? So if nobody has a boater's card, you're not launching. So I think they're going to start enforcing it where all the lakes, when you go in, they're going to make sure someone has a boater's card on that boat. And, you have to take the test. You go online. It's kind of lengthy. It takes 4 to 6 hours to do it. You don't have to do it all once. You could do it in 3 days or whatever it takes. And then after you're done, it costs you $10. They send you a card just like your driver's license, and it's good for life. So it's only a one-time $10 fee, but you have to get that boater's card. So it's mandatory now that everybody has one. So if you operate a boat, and then, like I said, if you go to the lake and no one in your vehicle has one, you're not launching. So make sure you get that card. So other than that, stripers, well, the sturgeon fishing, let's get back to that a little bit. I'm sure you could go out there in Pittsburgh. The water, the Sacramento River is really muddy, high and muddy because they've been getting so much rain up north. So the water is just filthy. You could probably see down a couple inches. So all that water comes down the Sac, goes down Lisbon, drains out into Liberty and the tow drain, and it's really dirty out there. So I haven't even been going there. I went there a week and a half ago and I couldn't even see an inch. It was so muddy. But sturgeon, love it. So if you get down there, you're over there by Pittsburgh or Rio Vista, I'm sure you could catch some sturgeon. You could use shrimp or roe. I know that Jay and all those guys are catching most of their fish on roe or eel. But, when this water comes up high like this, those sturgeons will make their way up north. So they're going to go up that Sacramento River. And one of the best areas up in the Sac is around Hood and the Walnut Grove area to Clarksburg. There's a Merritt ramp, boat ramp. A lot of guys fish off the shore there. They catch a lot of them there. And also on that one bend over there in Hood, they catch a lot. But pretty soon those guys will be up at Knight's Landing. Make sure you have a sturgeon card. You can't keep any, so everything's catch and release. Take a picture and then release it. So the sturgeon fishing is probably one of the hot things right now. You could probably catch a lot of catfish now, because usually when the water is high like this and running and muddy, those catfish, they kind of go on a feeding rampage. So that's probably, one of the things that if you want to bait fish. But I know some guys that have been going over on the San Joaquin side. The water over there is not quite as dirty. You can see down 6 to 10 inches, and they're fishing by 3 Mile and in, and they're fishing with bait. So they're drifting with mud suckers, or you can anchor up and throw shad out or sardines. And they've been catching their limits, but it's been taking them all day. But they've been catching them. So that's one thing that you resort to. I know one of the things I used to do is go up in the San Joaquin, because it always stays a little bit clear, and go up there and throw lures. But I've been up there and I haven't found anything. Just get one here, one there. Lately, like today, we were out in up in Snodgrass, and we got them when we first got here. We caught like 4 right off the bat, and then it shut off. I'm marking a lot of fish. I see a lot of fish on the live. We get a lot of bites, a lot of short strikes. I think the water might be just a tad too cold. It's like 48, 49 we got here, and then it warmed up to 51, 2. So, as we get a week of sunshine, then I anticipate it's going to bust wide open here. So, if you could find clear water, I'm sure you could find some fish. So other than that, as far as like lake fishing, the mussel thing has shut down a lot of lakes. So the motherlode lakes, Comanche, Hogan, I think New Melones, Don Pedro, Hensley, those lakes are closed. They're not letting any boats launch. Berryessa you can launch, but you got to make sure you have your boat decontaminated. So they have, you could go to Solano County Water Agency, and they have a little link right there where you can make an appointment. They're going to put 2 at Markley Cove and 2 at Steel Park. I'm not sure. I know they got 1 at each place right now, but they're anticipating getting 2 of them. So if you go onto the website, make an appointment, then you have to show up. They charge you $100. I guess you put a credit card down, and if you don't show up, they're going to charge you $100. But if you show up, it's free, so they don't charge you. So once you get that thing decontaminated, because you could go to Gone Fishing, and he could put a red tag on your boat, but you can't go anywhere for 30 days. Then you could go to Berryessa and launch your boat and go fishing, as long as you have that 30-day period from the time Gone Fishing put that red tag on. Then when you leave the lake, make sure you ask them what time they leave, so now we get out of there before they leave, and then have them put a green tag on your boat. Then you could go back and launch with no hassle. You don't have to have no decontamination or nothing. You just go back and launch. Every time you go to the lake, when you leave, you just put that green tag on, and you could go back without having to do any kind of decontaminating. Hopefully all the lakes will follow suit, so pretty soon Comanche, New Melones, all of them will all use this green tag system. And then when you go, you get your tag, you could go to any of these lakes without having to get your boat decontaminated. So that's one of the things that's been going on right now. And then I even thought, you could go to Comanche, they're still planning, and you could fish off the bank and catch trout. But I thought, since you don't have to have a kayak decontaminated, as long as you don't have a motor on it. But one of the followers said, no, you better check, because he called and they said no launching any craft, period, at Comanche. So if you wanted, you could call the lake and make sure whether you can or not, and find out if they're planning, and also whether they'll let you launch a kayak with no motor. And there's a lot of lakes like Collins and Shasta, Orville. They're not doing it yet, but they're going to follow suit. I think all the water districts are just waiting to follow one program, and then they're all going to do it. So this tag system, the reason that you have to get this tag on there is it's going to have your CF number on your boat and you and your current address and everything else, so they can track you. Because I think they're worried about some guy making some, fake ones and putting them on the boat. Well, all they have to do is they're going to scan that tag or take the number off of it, goes into a database, and if you're not in there, you're not launching. So they're just trying to keep people honest. So that, as far as like trout fishing, it should be good. Haven't heard too much, but I know at Berryessa, I had two friends, Tom Hamada and Big Al, were up there last week, and both of them are struggling. Called me and said, "Hey, where should I go?" I said, "How the heck do I know? I haven't been there." But it's been tough for them. So when you haven't been up there and you have to look around a lot, things are changing, especially now. When we get into these winter months and we start getting a lot of rain, things change. Crappie fishing up there should be good, but like I just haven't had a chance to get up there. All this stuff happening and family issues, I just haven't been able to get out as much. So I'm down here most of the time, always in the Delta. So other than that, I think I pretty much covered everything as far as what's going on locally. Like I said, crab season is still open, but it's kind of rough to get out there. But it's open until June, and there's no depth restriction. The commercial guys are out there; they're probably out in 250, 350 feet of water. So I don't think you have any issues running into them guys. Other than that, American River, oh yeah, steelhead. This is the time I used to catch a lot of steelhead, and I used to go up in the Feather River and American, but I just haven't done it in years, just too much other stuff going on. But there should be coming. I talked to Austin Wilson the other day. He said there's a lot of them up the hatchery, but they're just zooming right up. The water's so high, but they're anticipating a bite to start here pretty soon. So Austin Wilson or Tyler Perry works at the warehouse. Those couple guys that guide locally on American almost every day. So if you want to look them, you could Google either one of those guys and hook up and go out with them. So other than that, pretty much, if you guys, every Saturday morning I'm on California Sportsman and Ultimate Bass. On the first Saturday every month I go in the studio, and I'm on both. But normally I'm on SEPs on California Sportsman. It's on 1140 on the AM dial at 6:40 AM every Saturday morning, and I give you current updates. Between now and then, if something happens, I'll let you guys know. And then if you need something, like you need a new boat, we got the ISC show coming up. Go see Gone Fishing. He's got a lot of good deals on a ton of boats. He brings a lot of boats. He brings 100 boats there. And if you need electronics or you need even a repair job, go see him. They're doing everything from trolling motors to everything. So go to Gone Fishing. So other than that, guys, I guess there's not much else to tell you guys. So when I do these theaters on SEPs, I'll be doing it on forward facing, and I'm also doing consulting on it. So if you guys need some help with electronics or it's not working correctly, you can give me a shout, and then or you could contact me through my email or whatever, and then if you want, I'll take you out and show you what's up with your equipment. So other than that, hope fishing gets better, and I'll see you guys next week.